Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know it's been a little while since my last video, but I do have an exam coming up. It's on Saturday, so I've just been studying for that and prepping. So anyone watching this video, just please say a little prayer for me, send some positive vibes my way, because I would really appreciate it. Anyway, let's get started on today's topic. I wanted to talk about something today that I've been thinking about for the last little while, and that is just sometimes how a lot of us want our situation to change, right? Our circumstances to change. Maybe we want a better job, maybe we want better relations, maybe, you know, we complain about, oh, why is it that every single time I have work, it always stresses me out? Or why am I always like rushing to get things done? Or why is, you know, X, Y, and Z like this? I want it to be better. I want it to be better, right? So a lot of times we're wishing for all of these changes to happen in our lives, betterments, progress to take place, but we're not doing anything other than wishing for it. We're not doing anything necessarily proactively to make it happen. People look at other situation and say, oh, you know, those guys have it really well, or, you know, I wish I could have that, or I wish I could do that, I wish things were like this. And that's kind of where this stopped, right? The wishing part. Like, I wish this were the case. Or they wish for something that they think will bring them happiness. So sometimes people might say, I want to move to a place, I want to have this job, I want to travel to this place, I want to have this kind of a car, I want to wear these kinds of clothes, I want to be earning this much money. So whatever the case might be, I'm just giving examples, right? But point is that they're wishing for things outside to change, and for the outside situation, the external circumstances, to make a difference within themselves. So basically, if this were the circumstance, I would be more like this. So for example, if I had a better job, I would be able to help out more people. Or if I had better friends, I would be this kind of a person, and I would give back in this way to my friends. And I think in all of this, the most dangerous equation in all of it is, if this were the case, then I would be happier. Because so many people, right? So if, for example, you're thinking about money, because that's kind of a very like tangible thing that people can kind of, most people can relate to, so I'll go with that first. But if I had more money, I would be a happier person. So many people are rich though, and they're not happy, right? So many people are successful, but they're not happy. So many people have so many friends around them, but they're not happy. So all of this is to say that our external situation should, I think, come secondary, and our internal state is what we should be focusing on first. So if it is something that you want to work on within yourself, it might be, you know, having some like more self-discipline. It might be setting up a routine for yourself. It might be kind of taking time out for yourself, being more conscious of your thoughts, to be more positive, to be more productive, to be more proactive. So whatever it is that you want to achieve within yourself, I think that has to come first. And I think once you have that, then the external things, you can really kind of narrow it down, okay, just to say, does this really matter? Will having, you know, a bigger paycheck, will that really make that much of a difference? Will having a better car, will that really make a difference in my life? Will that really, you know, bring me the happiness that I'm thinking that it will, right? So I think focusing on the internal state is so much more important and so much more valuable to you as well. Yes, the external things can influence your mood, your, you know, how you kind of feel about yourself, but only for a moment or two, right? Like momentarily. Like if you buy something new, yeah, you feel a little excited at first. You're just like, ooh, this is like new and shiny and it's nice and I can't wait to try it out, or like I can't wait to wear it or something like that. But then it loses its charm really quickly as well, right? So what I'm trying to say is, and it's not always the case, I understand that your external circumstances are going to influence your mood, your, you know, how you're feeling from day to day. It's gonna have an impact on you, right? But what I'm trying to say is that if you're trying to change things in your life, really make a lasting impact. But if you're really trying to make a lasting impact, something that is really, you know, going to make a difference in your life, it's not going to be the external stuff that's going to do that. It's going to be the internal. And then if you know, work on yourself from within to say, okay, well, I don't like being stressed out when I'm trying to meet deadlines. Okay, so then you work on yourself to have more discipline and kind of, you know, set up a routine, set up a time schedule for yourself to be more organized. And that's an internal thing. That's something that you can carry with you, because things are not always going to be easy, right? Because, you know, the thing is that the external stuff, your environment, you don't really have a lot of control over it. Sometimes it works out in your favor, and sometimes not so much, and sometimes it just causes a lot of stress. But that's just kind of the deal of it, right? You can't really escape that. You can't just have stuff work out for you all the time. But the internal stuff, you really do have control over. You really have control over how you handle situations, how you are as a person. That is something that you can really control and really work on and really see the progress. And it's the internal stuff, you know, if you work on yourself, then that's something that you can carry with you from situation to situation, whether the situation is easy for you or it's challenging for you, but you know how to handle it because you have developed these habits or these qualities within yourself, and you've developed these strengths in you, and that's really what matters, right? Because those, like I said, like those external things you can't control, but the internal things you can control. You can control how you react to things. You can control how organized you are, or how you perceive life, or what you are willing to share and give and take in a relationship, whether it's friendship or with family, with, you know, whoever else. So the reason I bring this up is because I think if you shift the focus from saying, if I had this, I would be happier, or if I had this, I would be better, or if I had this, I would, you know, do all of these XYZ things. So instead of looking at things that way and shifting the focus to saying, okay, well, based on whatever resources I have today, what is it that I can do to make myself happier, make myself more productive, make myself more positive, make myself, you know, whatever it is that you want to be. And I think when we shift the focus and take responsibility on ourselves as opposed to our environment, I think that really makes a difference. And I think then you can really see opportunities of where you can make changes in your life and where you can make improvements and where you can, you know, develop further. And that was the point of it all anyway, right? Wanting something so that you could be a certain way, or you could have certain qualities within yourself. So if you can find those opportunities and work on them by, like, on yourself, without having all these external things kind of limit you necessarily, then that's, I mean, that's a success in my books. That's, I think, something that we can all do, and we can start off small with whatever we have and then see ourselves grow. So I think that's a really important perspective to have, is to, you know, take responsibility onto yourself to create opportunities and to say, okay, well, I couldn't have what I was wishing for, and maybe one day I will, but I will be the person that I want to be either way, right? Because that's the most important part, that you are happy with who you are, and that, you know, you're being your best self. So that's all I have for today. I hope that it gives you some perspectives or something to think about, and I hope that if your focus had been on the you know, the external things, your environment, that you kind of bring it back to yourself and say, okay, well, what is it that I can do, and how can I take charge, and how can I, you know, how can I make the best of the situation, instead of the situation being the best by itself, you know, because then there's no self-development, there's no growth really. That's just kind of conveniently kind of getting lucky if you're, you know, if your environment is really cushiony and it's just making, if things are just working out for you, then there's no real growth in that anyway. So that's enough for me today. If you did like this video, please remember to like it. If you think this will help somebody, then remember to share it. Or if you agree or disagree, or if you have any comments on this topic, then please share, because I'm here to have these discussions and to learn and to grow and to, you know, just kind of share ideas really. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day ahead, and until next time, take care of yourself and of this world. Without this.